How's it going, everybody? This is Alex Caceres, and you're listening to Story of the Fight.
What is up, Will?
What up? What up?
The champion has returned, Will. This is
man.
one of my favorite episodes every single... Let me kiss this thing. One of my favorite episodes every single year. But welcome, everybody, to Story of the Fight. My name is Ramiro. That's my boy, Will. This is where we talk all things combat sports. Today, we're covering the predictions that we had made for 2024 on who was going to end champion. And then we're going to make predictions for 2025 as well. Right, Will?
Yeah, so basically how we do it every year, we make predictions on who is going to be the champion of each division at the end of the year. So to start this episode, we're going to be recapping the predictions from last year, and also going through the fan predictions. The way we do it is whoever gets the most picks correct between the two of us gets that custom Story of the Fight belt. And then the fan predictions, we tally those up, and whoever has the most predictions out of the fans, they get a mini version of that belt. Maria, do you have the mini version nearby?
Yes.
Look at that. So whatever fan made the most predictions correct last year, they're going to get one of those. So
Yes.
Very cool. And then, first half is recapping last year's picks. So we'll find out who gets the belts. And then after that, we'll make our predictions for the end of 2025.
I'm excited, dude. This is one of my favorite episodes. Hey, before we get rolling, though, I want to remind everybody, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. HOB Comer says this is the Henry Cejudo belt. This is, in fact, off Henry Cejudo's waist. You are right. We used them to actually come up with the sizing. But yes, everybody, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you don't like watching, but you like listening, there's other options, right, Will?
Yeah, it's at Story of the Fight everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts if you want just audio. We're also on Twitch if you want video. YouTube is probably the best, though. And then socials, it's Story of the Fight on everything. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, everything. Storyofthefight.com. Go to the website. It'll list everything, including our store if you want some merch. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. So we're going to start off with our predictions. By the way, hey, before we fully get rolling, I was the first-time champion, right?
You were.
The belt goes back to you. Then it came back to me, so I'm a two-time champion, Will. Let's see if after today I'm named a three-time champion. I just had to start off the episode with that. Now, that being said, let's go and get started. We'll talk about the predictions that we had made on who will be ending 2024 with the belts in every single one of the divisions. We're going to start off with women's strawweight. Let's take a look at the picks that we had made for this 2024.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So we both picked Tatiana Suarez. We thought, okay, she's back. She's healthy. She's going to take the division by storm. She's going to get the belt. We were both wrong. She was back. She was kind of healthy. She kind of took the division by storm. She took another division by storm and then came back. It wasn't the stars didn't align for Tatiana this year. That being said, Zhang Wei Li, she had the great title defense against Yan Xiaonan, and just right on time, we got Ghost in the chat saying, "Hi, I don't like making predictions since people think getting predictions right is good analysis, which it is not. Plus, I may have a conflict of interest if I did participate. There might be someone on screen right now contributing to maybe a conflict of interest, and it's neither of us." But yeah, Ghost is right. Predictions, they're very fun to make. But as we see when we get into our next year, our 2025 predictions, I've thrown all analysis out the window. This year, I'm going small brain mode. I usually go big brain mode. I'm like, this guy's going to fight this guy. They're going to win because of this. And then they're going to go to do, and I start making all this stuff in my head, like Zach Galifianakis with all the numbers around him.
Yeah.
This year, I muted it all and just went gut reactions. I made my picks within 5 minutes.
No way.
Dude. We'll see how we do.
Smokes. Okay.
But yeah,
Ghost,
we missed this.
Absolutely, completely understand, Ghost. Is it still fun to make predictions? Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But while you're not making predictions, do us a favor. Still hop on the chat. Let us know how ridiculous we are with some of the picks that we make, and we'll go from there. HOB Comer saying, big talk by the champ. Let's see how things turn out. We have seen some consistent grind from Will. Hey, Will's been on the grind all year long.
Yeah. That being said, these predictions were from the last year. So get ready. Get ready for some cringe picks from your boy Will in this one, I think.
All right. So we were both off on this one, Will. How about our listeners?
Yeah, what did the fans get? Speaking of,
Oh,
he's the only one that picked Zhang Wei Li. We got my boy Christopher picked Tatiana Suarez, George, Jermaine, Regen, Ganskow, and Keith all picked Tatiana Suarez, HLB Comer, Zhang Wei Li. So
nice.
HLB Comer's on the board right away.
Hey, by the way, if anybody listening is like, hey, I submitted picks. Where are my picks? We might have missed it. We had picks coming in from a million places. So just send us a screenshot if you can from the original picks that you made with the date, and we'll make sure we add them in there. But HLB Comer off to a really good start with Zhang Wei Li.
Already says, let's go, baby. Champ shit only.
One prediction and he's already going off. I love it.
The count.
All right. So now we move on to women's flyweight.
Yes. Let's see. What did we do? Okay. Both still not on the board.
Oh, we do.
Shevchenko took the belt back from Grasso. I thought Grasso would beat her at the beginning of the year and then fight Erin Blanchfield because Erin Blanchfield was on the come up. That stopped dead in its tracks. And we got Shevchenko instead. I think you picked Grasso to defend the belt and then not fight again, which you were half right.
Yes.
Just not
I mean, look, can't get them all right. You know what I mean? And
we're off to a great start.
We're off to a really solid start. Again, as Go said, it is not good analysis.
Yeah, it's not indicative of.
Sometimes it's just kind of thinking of the silliness and the drama that's going to happen in the process. And, you know, oh, so-and-so is going to beat this person, which means they're going to beat this person. They're going to have a trilogy, blah, blah, blah. Like, sometimes we just go off the rails. But
100%.
And it goes to show, again, 0-2. Start for both of us. Let's see the listeners.
Yeah. What did they get?
Oh.
Okay. No, nobody got it. HB Comer, Christopher, Ganskow, and Keith all went Blanchfield. George, Jermaine, Regen all went Grasso. Nobody thought Shevchenko was going to win. Surprising, right?
Yeah.
She was so dominant for so long.
Very true. Very true. And I mean, when you take a look at that first win from Grasso, it was a sub, right?
Yes.
And the next one was a draw. Hey, welcome back, Regen. Right in time. We've started talking about the picks. So far, Will and I are 0-2. The one to get the women's strawweight was HLB Comer. You got the pick right. And now it seems like all of us were off on the women's flyweight. So, but yes, we completely oversaw Shevchenko. That was our bad.
Hey, Valentina, my bad.
When she watches this episode, she'll see our apologies.
Yes. She'll be pissed, all right, and then she'll be like, you know what? It's okay.
Yeah. Not bad. They're okay.
Yeah.
Women's bantamweight.
Yeah, women's 135. What do we got? Okay. You're on the board.
Let's go.
On the board.
I'm on the board.
I think my thinking was I thought Valentina will lose to Grasso, and then she'll finally go up to 135, and she'll win whatever fight they match her up with. I was wrong. See, this is where the big brain gets in your – I'm trying to make all these predictions like, oh, she's going to lose this fight. This will go up weight class like everybody's been talking about for years. She'll come back to 135. Then Nunes is gone. No, none of that happened. Literally none of that happened.
Hey, Juliana Pena comes back, though. Your boy's been backing up Juliana Pena for the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And this is 2 times now that Juliana Pena comes through for your boy over here. Thank you, Juliana Pena. As predicted, currently the bantamweight champ. Took it from the person who I predicted she'd be taking it from, Raquel Pennington.
Oh, yeah. You're right, yeah. I think at this point of the year, last year when we were making the picks, I think Mayra Bueno Silva was like on the ascension, and it looked like I think she was signed to fight Raquel Pennington, and everyone's like, well, Mayra Bueno Silva is going to beat Raquel, right? And then that didn't happen. and then all of a sudden, everybody's picks are out the window.
That's right. What's up, Pepper? Thank you for joining us.
Hey,
how's it going?
Pepper.
But Will, on the video, I did go through and say, hey, take a look at Mayra Bueno Silva's record. Take a look at who Rocky Pennington has faced. I'm expecting Rocky Pennington to beat Mayra Bueno Silva.
I know
Does
you
that give
called
me
it.
extra points at all to
No.
predict the path? Okay, just double
Sure
check.
don't.
I
Sure don't. But it is cool.
It is
Good
cool
job.
though. It is cool. All right. Now we go to the women's featherweight division.
Well, first we got to see the fans, and women's
Oh, that's right.
featherweight
That's
doesn't
right.
exist. HLB
That's right.
Comer, Christopher, and Keith all went Mayra Bueno Silva. Jermaine went Holly Holm. I think she was paired up with Mayra Bueno Silva, or maybe I don't remember when that fight happened. But George, Regen, and Ganskow all went Pena. So on the board. So I think everybody's
Okay.
tied at 1 right now. George,
Everybody.
Regen, Ganskow, and HLB Comer. They're all tied at 1. You're at 1. Me, Christopher, Jermaine, Keith, 0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And you're right. There is no more women's featherweight. My bad. But still, I'm going to make a prediction on that. No, I'm just kidding. There's nothing that's going to be. All right. We move on to the men's division.
Yes,
right?
Flyweight.
Let's go men's flyweight division. Let's see our picks.
All right. You're up 2-0. I got Manel Kopp. I was like, it's finally his time. Here he comes. He got a little setback. And then he was on a roll. He had like 3 first-round finishes in a row or something crazy. I was like, now it's time for my boy, Manel. And then he fought Makayev and got his shorts pulled down. And then it was just, yeah.
Let's
go. Ass out. It's not good. But you went Pantoja.
And I figured, it's time for Alexandre Pantoja to go on his little reign. He's been doing a fantastic job, man. His grappling is out of this world. His ability to take people's backs so easily.
Oh, my God, dude.
Whatever position he's in, he transitions, takes your back. You're in trouble right away. But Alexandre Pantoja, very talented. Thank you, Alexandre Pantoja, for making your boy seem like a genius with this pick.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
Let's see how much of a genius. Let's see what the fans got.
Yeah, let's go. Okay. Look at that. Look at that.
So everybody gets Pantoja. Ganskow got Mohamed Makayev. Who would have thought that Makayev, who was literally, I mean, it's not even a bad pick as of this time last year, and he's not even in the UFC now. How crazy is that?
Insane.
Who would have saw that coming?
Who would have thunk, huh?
Who would have thunk?
All right.
So Kopp should have been our little Strickland as champ. That's what I'm saying.
That's a lot of us at 2 now, right?
At this point, I have no idea.
HLB Comer, I believe, is at 2. Look,
yes.
You're right. I have no idea.
Yeah,
we'll tally it up at the end.
We got Rich is in the background running the numbers. He's got the picks locked in. Don't worry. We'll have the results.
Shout out Rich. We should have asked Rich for his predictions.
We're getting them this year. I talked to him before stream, and I was like,
"Let's go."
I didn't get pictures from you. He's like, "Yeah, it's just not. I'm not." And I was like, "Dude," he's like, "Maybe next time."
My predictions.
Like, next time is today. We need them today.
Yeah, my predictions. Everybody wants to know Rich's predictions. All right, we'll move on. Men's bantamweight.
Yeah, that's 135. What do we got?
Bum bum bum. Look at that.
Okay, we both picked Murad. I'm on the board. Here I am.
Hey, congratulations, dude. There we go.
3-1. There's still plenty of divisions left.
There is. There's a lot. There's a lot of divisions. I have no idea what's going to happen. But yes, Murad Balashvili, weirding you. He was going to go up against, Henry Cejudo. For me, when I was thinking about it, that was one of the biggest question marks, right? When I was thinking about it. But the way that he handled Henry, holy smokes, man.
I think we were like, okay, he's matched up with Henry. If he beats Henry, he's probably going to fight O'Malley. And I think we both thought Henry is the harder matchup. So if he does get past that, I think he does take out O'Malley. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And
so congratulations,
flying colors.
Murad Balashvili. That puts me up, like we said, 3-1. Oh, look at Rich is all over it on the ticker, dude. Now let's see who our listeners had picked.
Yeah. Who got Murad? Okay, Keith is on the board. Rich will take care of that. If not, we will replace him with AI.
Done deal.
Yeah. Okay, so HLB Comer, George, Regen, Ganskow all went O'Malley. Christopher went Chito Vera. I think he was booked against O'Malley at that point. Their fight hadn't happened for the belt yet. And then Jermaine went Henry Cejudo, which if he beat Merab, Cejudo versus O'Malley, favorable matchup. So that's not even a bad pick.
Yep. Also, anybody that knows Jermaine knows he's a huge Henry Cejudo fan. So when he submitted that, I was like, okay, I see that.
He's like, I'm gonna.
They could have put up Ngannou versus Henry Cejudo, and Jermaine would have picked Henry Cejudo. I'm letting you know right now.
He's like, I'm gonna get the Henry Cejudo belt with my Henry Cejudo pick.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
coming.
The Henry Cejudo belt. Look at this,
Yeah.
dude. Look at that.
Henry Sugar Shane. Shout out
Oh
Regen.
man.
If you guys don't check out, if you like music, if you like any good content, Regen's channel is fucking sick.
Heck yeah.
Blew up too. It's huge. So cool.
Oh yeah. It is.
So
It's nice
cool.
to see.
Yeah.
All right.
Great guy.
We will
The
move on.
defending fan champ, by the way. He got the mini belt last year. I don't think we ever even said
we
that.
should have put the picture of Regen holding the mini belt.
Shit.
See if you can find that, Rich. See if you can find that somewhere.
I think it's on our Instagram, Rich. I see Rich shaking his head like, "Fuck, I'm working so many things right now."
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Rich. It's all good.
All right. So we'll move on. I think we're on the
Soft
men's
please.
featherweight, is it?
Yes, men's 145.
Let's go. Men's 145. Oof.
Okay,
Oof.
well, yeah, we
Little
had
while.
we both thought Volkanovski was gonna beat Ilya, and then from there it's like, what happens because he's beating everybody else. Instead, Topuria knocks him out cold, and then he knocks out Max. It's like rubbing insult into injury. He's like, you guys didn't pick me. I'll knock out not just Volk, but we'll also knock out Max. Brutal, dude. Brutal.
Dude, I said it on one of the episodes where I was like, man, Ilya Topuria reminds me of Manny Pacquiao. You know, when Manny Pacquiao faced, well, for me, and what he means to me now, right? When Manny Pacquiao faced Eric Morales, when he faced, you know, a lot of my favorite Mexican fighters, and was demolishing
I see what you mean.
my favorite fighters, I was like, no, I want to hate this guy, but I like him.
Yeah,
you know, and it's the same now for Ilya Topuria, where he goes out, takes out Volkanovski. I really started loving Volkanovski, defeats him, goes out and takes out Max Holloway, and I'm like, dude, why? Stop destroying the legend, stop killing my favorites, and now I'm liking this guy.
Yeah,
I feel like a traitor. Man. How about the listeners?
Best day of my life was when I won that belt. I'm not surprised. Awesome. Don't tell my wife and kids.
I mean, come on. Look at this. Come on.
How can you not want that?
All right. Let's see who the listeners picked. I'm sure there were some listeners that picked Ilya Topuria. They had to. Look at that.
Yeah, HB Comer, Ganskow, Keith all went Ilya Topuria. HB Comer says the PTSD king. Christopher, Regen, Jermaine all went Volkanovski. George went Yair.
George, bold pick. Bold pick for Yair. Yes. All right.
But
so
yeah, 3 on the board there.
Let's go. All right, we'll move on now. I believe we have the men's lightweight division.
Yes.
We'll see who the picks were. Who ended as champion. Look at that.
Okay. We both got him. That's like it's so hard to pick against him, you know?
Layup? Would you say that's a layup?
It's kind of a layup. There's like only one guy I think that is like a valid second pick. And the fight almost happened but didn't. But it is happening this month.
Oh, so, we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
But yes. Now let's take a look at listeners. Who did the listeners pick for the lightweight division? Woo!
Okay. HB Comer, Christopher, George, Ganskow, Regen all went Islam. Jermaine and Keith went Armin, and that was who I was alluding to. They're fighting in a couple weeks. I think that's like the only. Even then, I still pick Islam probably, but that's like the only other option.
It's gonna be a solid challenge. Yeah. Solid challenge.
Great fight the first time.
All right. So now that means that there it is. Look at the picture of Regen holding the mini belt. Fantastic. Top picks of the year 2023.
Best day of my life.
That's so awesome. So can't wait. Can't wait to see. Maybe he's a back-to-back champ. Who knows?
Could be.
Could be. Can you imagine the next picture holding 2 belts, Daniel Cormier style? Ooh, let's see. All right. Now we're going to the men's welterweight division.
Yes.
Who ended the year as champion? Who were our predictions? I'm currently up 4-2. Oh,
damn.
Remember the name.
Spoiled the plans of everybody.
Yes,
and we almost got this. This fight almost happened in December. We could have had Shavkat versus Bilal, and that would have been the decider, right?
These are some of the things that you just can't predict.
You just can't predict him. He's going to get, a bone infection in his foot? You can't predict that.
Maybe I have that in my predictions for next year. Bilal gets an infection.
Yeah.
He still ends the year as champion. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So let's see our listeners. Who do they pick for the welterweight division?
Okay, nobody picked
Oh,
Bilal. I
nobody
think
picked
at
Bilal. The
this point,
disrespect.
yeah, at this point, Leon, I think, was booked against Bilal, or that was like being talked. That was in the works, I think. Actually, I don't even think it was in the works. Everyone's just he deserves it, and they're probably not going to give it to him because it's Bilal. But HB Comer, Christopher both went Leon. Uh, Christopher was like, "I'll pick Leon just because he's only going to fight once," which he was right about that at least. George, Jermaine, Regen, Ganskow, and Keith all also went Shafkat.
Okay.
Man, tough division
Disrespect
welterweight.
again. Oh man, Bilal. Remember.
Oh.
Also, how about not even the security remembered that
Yeah,
he's the champion?
so
Oh,
funny,
that's messed
dude.
up. All right, we're moving on. Men's middleweight. Let's see who ended the year as champion. Who did we predict?
Ooh,
Oh,
damn. We both thought that Izzy was going to come back. We thought, okay, Strickland versus Duplessis doesn't even matter because Izzy's going to fight the winner and he's going to get the belt back. I think is what we were thinking. And we were, again, half right. But we're right about the circumstances and then we're wrong about the results.
the outcome at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Look,
but Izzy was
Dricus,
he was cruising, dude. He
he
was cruising.
was.
He got
He
caught,
was.
got lit up, and then choked out.
Oh
So
man.
props to Dricus.
Dricus Duplessis. Yeah, congratulations. Let's see who the listeners picked. Okay.
Okay. So we got HLB Comer and Regen both going Sean Strickland. Christopher George Jermaine went Hamzat Chimaev. Ganskow went Brendan Allen. Keith locks in the only person who picked Dricus Duplessis. So great pick by Keith.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. So, Will, you and I are still sitting at 4-2.
Yes. We're not very good at this. Well, one of us is better than the other, clearly, but
All right. We're moving
but
on.
basically the best I could do is tie. There's only 2 divisions left. I gotta nail both these
true.
picks, and you gotta drop both of them. And the
True.
best we could do is tie.
All right. Well,
Which
let's
we
see how
have
it ends up.
decided. If there is a tiebreaker, this upcoming card this weekend, we are going to make picks for the whole card, and whoever gets the most picks out of that will be the tiebreaker.
Yes,
If it gets there.
absolutely. So we'll go men's light heavyweight division. Let's see who ended the year as a champion. Who did we pick? Oh, that was so
Regen got it.
There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Poatan gets the belt. I went Ankalaev. You went Yidri. Yidri fought him. He got knocked out. Ankalaev could have fought him. He denied it. And then now they're still trying to make that fight happen. Son of a bitch.
Yeah. Alex
bitch.
Pineda. I mean, he went on a legendary run, right?
Yeah.
The Fighter of the Year award.
Slap fighting will be the tiebreaker.
That's hilarious.
Oh man.
But yes, let's see who the listeners picked.
Regis is self-sabotaging the channel, showing y'all's picks. Look, our picks are fun. They're not always going to be accurate. We tell people don't go with our picks for like betting or anything like that, but they're fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I think it also goes to show we don't take ourselves too serious. You
100%.
know, we're having 100%. A good time doing this. Oh, look we had 4 people pick Alex Pineda.
Yeah, Christopher, Jermaine, Regen, Ganskow all went Poatan. HW Comer goes Ankalaev. So does Keith, along with myself. George went Jamal Hill. He couldn't foresee Jamal Hill's knee filling up with fluid. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like that, and that's what we mean. HW Comer. MMA is unpredictable but fun. And that's
was it Laura Senko that had that saying?
Yeah, the more I learn about MMA, the less I'm confident. Or something like that.
Yeah, there's that one, and then there's the one where she said, "This sport will make fools of us all."
That's what it was. So good,
right? It's so good because it's absolutely right. No matter how much you think you know, no matter how much you study, on any given night, right? Everybody has a chance, man. Everybody has a chance, except for CM Punk. All right.
Yeah.
So now we move on to the heavyweight division.
There's still time. Yeah, heavyweight. Let's go.
All right, and let's see who ended the year as champion. Ooh, okay.
So we both picked Tom Aspinall. That is a half point because he is interim champ. Regardless of how you feel about it, he is currently interim champ. We do half points for interims. John's got the gold. He is the pick. So I think that does it.
Does that mean that there's no more three-time champ? Let's do this. Will we be renaming the belt?
To what? The Ramiro belt or what?
To the Ramiro belt, dude. When you become a three-time champion, there's nothing else to do. There we go. This baby's staying home.
All right.
Well, let's go. Yeah. Oh, hey, now we have to see listeners. Who do they pick at the heavyweight division?
Yes. This might decide it. Okay, everybody picked Tom Aspinall. Everybody gets half a point.
Okay, this is interesting. So
this
now,
is interesting. HB Combs says Tom does not count. But the predictions are technically the way we usually phrase it is who ends the year with a belt. Tom Aspinall's got a belt.
He does.
It's just not the belt. So we do have.
So everybody gets a half point, like you said. Do we have everything calculated in the background? I'm sure Rich has been working super hard with this calculator.
Oh, look at that. HW Comer, 4.5. Chris, 3.5. George, 3.5. Jermaine, 2.5. Regen, 4.5. Ganscout, 4.5. Keith, 4.5. Okay. So that is a four-way tie between HW Comer. Oh, HW Comer.
Big drama show, he said.
Regen, Ganscout, and Keith. Okay.
Wow.
That's
so, Will, how is this going to work?
Okay. So, I guess, like we said, what a banger of a card to do a tiebreaker on. We got Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Hebus 2 at the Apex. We will be reaching out to all y'all individually, probably, or slap fight. As we go versus four-way slap fight tournament, the Grand Prix of slap fighting, to rival Pride. So yeah, we'll reach out and get your guys' picks for that event, I guess, is what we'll do. And then whoever has the most picks correct on that, we will send a mini belt. If that is a tie.
Hold on. The ideas that are coming through right now are amazing.
It's
we
like
just have Squid Games, real life Squid Games for the mini belt. Come on.
Ooh, Regen looking like he's ready, dude.
I love it. Okay. Let's go.
All right. We got that holidays bulk. Okay, yeah. So we'll do picks for the next event. Whoever gets the most correct picks on that event will get the belt. If you tie on that one, I guess we move on to the pay-per-view, Islam versus Arman, and do picks for that one. And we'll just keep going down the line if it keeps tying. How about that?
That works. Unless if we want to keep it to just one card, we predict winner and we predict the outcome. Is it by decision?
Oh, that's brutal.
Is it by KO? Is it by submission? But if we tie on the exact same amount of wins,
it falls back
then it falls back to how did they win, and it guarantees that we come out of this with a solid winner before we go into the first championship cards of the year.
Regen says I'll eat the person for this belt. Going back to the picture, dude. Okay, so method only counts if there's a tie in the number of picks.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the only time it counts.
Okay.
Picks first. If there's a tie in picks again, then we go method of win.
Okay. I'll reach out to all you guys. We'll need the picks before the event. So we'll say deadline is Friday. How about that? Not even Saturday.
You know what, Will? I'll participate as well because your boy here finished with 4.5 picks also. Look at this. Your boy finished with 4.5 points. So I want to come out as the overall.
As the undisputed.
As the pound for pound champion. So that's what I want to do. It's on.
It's on, Regen. Ride or die.
Let's go. All right. So now, Will, it's time. It's time now to move on. And now we're going to give our predictions for 2025. Your boy here is trying to become a 4-time champion. 4-time champion.
That's not how it works, by the way.
What do you mean?
It's only 4 times if you lose the belt and then come back 4 times. Defending
Okay. So then a 2-time champion with 2 defenses, right? That's what I'm trying to do. So I guess I'm a 2-time champion, 1 defense, and now we're trying to make it 2
defenses. Yeah.
Or we just go UFC style and we just order a belt for me every single time.
Every time.
I'll just sit here with all the belts.
You have a whole wall. Right. We do a picture with the picture like Mighty Mouse with all his belts, but we do it with you.
From picks and predictions. That'd be hilarious, actually. All right. Here we go.
The money for that.
Now it's time for 2025 predictions. We're moving on. So everybody that's on the chat, just make sure that you're also submitting your predictions for 2025 as well.
Yes.
Where should they send the predictions, Will?
Okay, so yeah, to make this easier, the mathematics. To make this easier for everybody, I think putting the picks into either the live chat or the comment section of this video once this live is over is going to be the best spot. So that way we can just go through and just tally up everybody's. I think that's the best. We have some viewers that don't watch on YouTube, so I might reach out to them individually too. But we will need these picks before January 18th. That's the first title fight in the UFC. Is January 18th, so we will need picks before then. If you have them today, perfect. If not, you have until January 18th. Again, these picks between me and Ramiro will decide who gets the big belt. Fan picks for who ends the year 2025 with the belt in each division. Whoever gets correct gets a mini belt, a replica of our big belt. Let's move into it.
This seriously is one of my favorite episodes every single year. It's so much fun.
Yeah, it's just pure fun.
We make fun of each other. We laugh at ourselves, dude. Yes, we get to have some fun with all the listeners. It's such a good time. But yes, we'll start off with the women's strawweight division. Will, who was your pick?
Okay, this year, like I said, I am no longer a big brain. I am just gut reactions.
Oh.
Trying something out. It's not working for me. When I try to get in my head and try to predict all these things, I'm not Conor McGregor. I don't predict these things. So I'm just going to go gut reactions.
Teams. Yeah.
Gut reactions. Give me Zhang Weili. I think if Tatiana gets the or no, they are doing it, right? They're doing it in Australia. Mm-hmm. Give me Zhang Weili, dude. I think Zhang Weili is so fucking good and so complete. We got our boy Ghost doing scouting reports on Tatiana, perhaps.
Wait, time out.
Give me Zhang
Are
Weili.
you reaching out to Ghost?
No,
for scouting reports. That's what.
No.
Collusion?
No, there's no collusion. There's no collusion. There was
These are really Ghost picks this year in the background.
Yeah,
going through Will. Ooh, all right.
No. Yes,
so,
we're going Zhang Weili.
Okay, all right. Hey, solid pick, Will. Your boy here. I guess you could say that this is my Manel cop because I don't know how many years I've picked this person, but I'm going with Miss Tatiana Suarez. Look, she had 2 canceled bouts in 2024, still getting a title shot, right?
Yeah.
This just goes to show how highly the UFC thinks of her skill set. More importantly, how highly I think of her and her skill set. Screw what the UFC thinks. Look, fighting Zhang Weili in February. Zhang's on a 3-fight win streak. She beat Carla Esparza, Amanda Lemos, and Yan Xiaonan. But I still think that the skill set that Tatiana Suarez presents and her size will be too much to handle for Zhang Weili come February. The biggest if, does she stay healthy leading up to?
And does she fight again? It's an early title fight.
Don't say that.
The whole rest of the year.
But but that's a good point. She might not. She might win the title.
Yeah.
And then not fight again until next year, which either way means your boy would have another correct pick. All right.
Gomer says if anybody can do it, then it's Suarez. I do think the best threat against Zhang Weili is Tatiana, but I still got to go Zhang Weili. I think Zhang Weili, her counter wrestling is going to be fucking awesome in that fight. I cannot wait for that fight. James says, what's good? Hey, shout out James. I'm only making one pick, and that's Zhang Weili. Been a fan of Ghost before he was famous, and Suarez is overhyped since she looked bad against Andrade and De La Rosa. There could be some ring rest there.
Maybe. But we'll see. We'll see at the end of the year.
Oh, Ghost says, really, Ramiro? How do you know Zhang Weili didn't choose her? But what do I know? I'm just some random guy on the internet.
Oh.
Maybe she sees something
okay.
in Suarez.
Background information again. That's not fair, Will. If you're
There's no
colluding with
collusion.
Ghost, I'm letting you know right now.
I promise. Look, the only place I talk individually with Ghost is on Twitter DMs, and you have access to that account. You can look through those messages as well. There's no collusion.
I'm just messing with you, bro. As the kids say these days, it ain't that deep, bro. So let's move on. We have women's flyweight division. Who was your pick, Will?
Women's flyweight division. I went this year. I'm done. I'm going Valentina Shevchenko. I think she fights once. I think she defends it against who knows. And I think that's it. If she fights 2 times this year, it's going to be in another weight class. I know we say that every year. Shevchenko is just going to do it. She's going to do it. She's going to fight Manon Fiorot or something. And
By the way, the ring girl in the background in this picture? Phenomenal.
So sick.
Look at that.
So sick. Yeah. But I think if she fights Manon Fiorot is going to try to outpoint fight her. I don't think you're outpoint fighting Valentina. She's got MMA point fighting down. She's locked in. Give me Shevchenko. Lock it in.
All right. Well, we'll go through and we'll talk about my pick, which is also Valentina Shevchenko. Look, she turns 37 in March, okay? But I think she has one more good year in her. The Alexa Grasso trilogy, I think, was one of the best things that could have happened to her. I think it showed that she's human. It showed her that she's human, right? But it also showed everybody else in the division that she's human too.
Ooh.
Right?
I'm feeling even better about this pick after a comment just came in. Feeling very good about this pick. Ghost
just random
says
person on the internet here.
Valentina's not fighting until August due to a neck injury. You heard it here first, boys. Well,
there
maybe not first, but you heard it here.
You heard it here like 4th or 5th. But
so
yes.
maybe they do an interim or something if that's the case. Which, fine by me. That's only worth half a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, give me Valentina Shevchenko. We will move on to the women's bantamweight division. Women's
bantamweight, the best division in the whole sport. This year, I don't think Pena is on top. I think there's somebody else who came from the outside.
What?
Kayla Harrison.
Oh.
Give me Kayla Harrison. No one's beaten that at 135, I don't think. I think Kayla Harrison gets it done. She's on a mission. She had issues with her weight cut, obviously.
Hey, all natty?
What are we doing here? Why do we gotta go there?
Yeah. You know what? You're right. I'm here for it either way.
Right there.
I'm here for it either way, dude.
Yeah, I think Kayla Harrison beats anybody in that division at this point. It's all about just the fights need to happen. That's the only thing. Okay. Not a lot of analysis there. Give me Kayla Harrison.
Well, look, we'll move on to my pick then. Women's bantamweight. Give me Kayla Harrison as well. I'm sorry, Juliana Pena. For many, many years, I have said that you're going to end the champion. You came through for me a couple times. But Kayla came into the division that is considered the least stacked division in all of the UFC, right? And she was challenged in her last fight, but was still able to beat Ketlin Vieira by unanimous decision.
Yeah.
Her grappling, her strength, her size, next level for this division. She is too big for everybody there. It's time for the Kayla Harrison reign. Give me Kayla Harrison.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Right? James Kendrick says, as long as they are passing the test, who really cares about it? Hey, I'm with you. I'm here for it.
I'm here for it.
Let's go. All right. Now, that covers all the women's divisions in the UFC. We're moving on to the men's divisions. Now we have the men's flyweight division. Who's your pick, Will?
Look, I told you I'm going gut reactions. I'm not trying to do all this mathematics. I got my boy, Manel Cap. He's going to do it. This is the year, dude. This is the year. All right.
Going forward, we just we go, okay, men's flyweight division, Will, you have Manel Cap. We'll go on to my pick. And we'll just...
I think I picked it even before he signed to the UFC. I think every year since then I've picked him because
Hilarious.
it is time, dude. Okay? I say it every year.
Yes.
They screwed him up. They threw off his trajectory when he joined. It's bullshit. They should have given him a title shot right away like they did Kai Asakura. They didn't. Oh, well. They gave him Pantoja, which little did we know, the future champ. He goes to a close decision with Pantoja. Then he got robbed and he got dropped out of the top 5. Bullshit. And since then, he's beaten everybody except for Mokaev, who cheated a bunch during the fight, to the point where they cut the guy who won the fight. And they said, don't worry about it, Manel. We're going to get you another one. And he's passed every test so far outside of that. And
I was going to say, wait, what?
Yeah, he also failed a drug test at one point. So he didn't pass that test either. But it's fine, dude. This is the year. Manel Cap. He's going to get there. Regent says the key to winning this thing is pick everyone Will didn't. 100%. 100%.
Oh, so now we know Regen's strategy. This is what made him a
Yes.
champion last year, possibly.
Yeah, it's like the reverse
All right.
betting with Drake's picks. It's like that.
Exactly. All right. Well, good pick, Will. You know, and this year, honestly, I think that this is the year that you probably have the best chance of Manel Cap actually coming through for you. Now, that being said, I do not pick Manel Cap. I have Alexandre Pantoja with one more year with that run. What a run for him so far. He's on a 7-fight win streak, right? Names like Manel Cap, Brandon Royval, Alex Perez, Brandon Moreno for the belt, Royval again, Steve Ursay, Kai Asakura. Dude, for me, Pantoja is an example of just having an elite fighter being a champion in their prime. This is Pantoja right now. So I could see him holding on to the belt for one more year. Give me Alexandre Pantoja.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the smart pick. I just can't pick against my boy.
You're like, dude, I'm just going to continue, you know,
someday
until that 1 year where he holds the belt.
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on, man. We're moving on to men's bantamweight division. Who you got?
Men's bantamweight. Who did I got? I got Umar. I went Umar.
Oh.
I think Merab has the style to beat a lot of people in this weight class. That being said, Umar, I think, has seen everything that Merab has day in and day out, every day of his life. I think Umar will find a way to get the win, and then from there, there's only a couple matchups that I'm kind of worried about for him, but I'm not sure how active he's going to be as a champ. My gut reaction: Umar gets the belt from Merab, and then sits on it maybe.
Interesting pick, Will. Interesting pick. Well, we'll move on to my pick, and I also had Umar Nurmagomedov. Yes. So, look, there's a lot of questions going in right when he was about to fight Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen is high level. I've always said that he's possibly somebody that could end the year as a champion. Mm-hmm. You know, of all the moons align, Sandhagen's skill set super high, and people were like, "Well, can he handle this level striker?" Answer for Umar is yes, right? Can he grapple? I mean, 8 submissions in his career. Last name Nurmagomedov. You think he can grapple? He'd probably be disowned if he couldn't. You know what I mean? And last but not least, the team that's behind him, he has some of the best coaching when it comes to preparation and in-fight adjustments. I'm a Merab fan, so it hurts to say, but give me Umar. To finish the year with the belt.
If Merab does what he has done in every single one of his fights to Umar, what does that mean? If he can do that to Umar, holy shit, dude.
If you become saying Umar or Merab? Oh, Merab is the CEO of EPO, huh? Wow. Okay. We'll move on. Men's featherweight division. Will we start getting into some deep divisions here?
Sure do. Yes, men's featherweight. I believe I went Ilya Topuria. I don't see anybody giving him fits anymore. I think last year I almost picked him. I picked Volk just because I was like, we haven't seen quite enough for me to be fully confident in him taking on some of these guys like Volk. Now we have. I'm not questioning anything about his game anymore. I think Ilya, he's the truth.
Okay. All right. Well, we heard, the things that I had to say about Ilya Taporia earlier in the episode. And I also picked Ilya Taporia. The legend killer is starting to build up some steam. He's a Spanish freight train, dude. The power he possesses in the division is scary. And then what do? Do you do another Volk rematch? He'll finish him
I
again.
think they are doing that.
I hate to say that. He finishes him again. Do you do another Max rematch? Max is moving up in weight division, right? Is Diego Lopez ready? Is Evloev ready? For me, the answer is no.
I want to see those fights so bad, though.
I want to see it too,
I want to see Yair. I want to see Evloev. I want to see Lopez. I even want to see Aljo. I want to see all those fights.
But the thing is, look, I'm a believer now. I'm a believer in Taporia. Expect me to pick Taporia probably for the next couple of years, man. Like, I think he's going to have a solid run. As good as Volks, I don't know. Max had a solid run too. Jose Aldo.
Still.
But the GOAT, right?
Yeah. 145 on lock right now. 100%. I agree. But dude, man, how cool would that if he could fight Lopez, Yair, Evloev, Aljo, like what a cool title reign that could be. Like I want to see all those fights so bad.
But Will, I also wouldn't be surprised if he beats Volkanovski again, moves up to fight and go for the double belt, which means he only has one fight for the 145 belt this year, which he wins. He ends the year at 145. He challenges a 155 belt and then comes back down. That's what I see happening in my head. And I know we talked about like the crazy ideas we come up with, but this is like legit. I think this could really happen.
Yeah, I've also heard per sources that he is very difficult to work with on the UFC side. So I don't think a lot gets done with Ilya scheduling wise because apparently he's not fun to work with.
All right.
Regen says he's got to run, boys. I'll watch the rest later when I get my picks in. Shout out Regen. And then, I'll reach out to you about the next week's event to get your picks for the tiebreaker. But thank you for joining, Regen.
The defending champ has to run, huh?
Yeah.
All right. There he is. One last picture of Regen with the mini belt. And then we'll move on. We'll go on to the lightweight division. Will, who you got?
Islam Makhachev. Okay. Lock it in. I think he beats Arman this month. I think he probably only fights once again. And there's a decent chance that he fights another featherweight, which I think he'll win.
Will, I mean, I have the exact same pick in Islam Makhachev. Okay. I don't know what else to say about this guy that hasn't already been said. He represents, for all of us mouth breathers out there, don't let that confused look on his face fool you. He's only getting more well-rounded. I think he beats Aryukin in a tough matchup. Max or Taporia both get another big win. Taporia decides to move up and fight for the 155 belt, or Max gets a big win and gets catapulted into the championship fight for another big fight, which means Islam beats another featherweight for another title defense, but still ends the year with the belt nonetheless.
Yep.
Give me Islam Makhachev. And HOB Comer says Arman might actually do it. And I agree. That's why I put on here. On my notes, it says, I think he beats Saryukin in a tough matchup. I think this is going to be a very serious test for Islam.
Arman has grown since their first fight. So has Islam. It's such a good fight, though. It's so good.
Take my money. I'm ready. I am ready. All right.
Don't take my money, but
I will watch it.
Yeah.
Up next, we have the men's welterweight division. Will, who you got here?
Welterweight. I went gut reaction on this one. Give me Bilal Muhammad. Give me Bilal, dude. He's going to fight Shavkat. He's going to fight Shavkat. Shavkat is very good. I could see him winning that fight, Shavkat. Obviously, he's so good. But Bilal is a master at game planning. He now has a ton of fight footage of Shavkat. We saw Ian Gary have a close fight with Shavkat. Jeff Neal went toe-to-toe with him until he got finished. I think Bilal's game planning, his skill set of finding the path of least resistance in fights. I think he beats him.
You know what the scary thing is about Bilal, Will, is that I mentioned Umar's corner,
Yeah,
which
dude.
is also Islam's corner, which now also works very closely with Bilal Muhammad. So based off of what I said about their corners, it's only natural that I
Yeah.
also picked Bilal Muhammad, right? But I didn't. Give me Shavkat Rakhmonov, dude. He is going to go up against Bilal Muhammad. As long as security lets Bilal in for his fight, he will show up, fight Shavkat Rakhmonov. Look, undefeated fighter at 19-0. He's only 30 years old. Shavkat has moved up slowly in the ranks, but not because of his own doing. Fighters are trying to avoid fighting the boogeyman, which is Shavkat Rakhmonov. People saw his fight against Ian Gary and were like, this is a small setback, even though you won, right? He looked human against Ian Gary. My question is, does this show that Shavkat Rakhmonov is human, or does this show that Ian Gary is really that good? I subscribe to the fact that Ian Gary is actually that good and that Shavkat Rakhmonov was able to still fight and beat Ian Gary. Maybe it's wishful thinking because I'm not the biggest Bilal fan, but having Shavkat end with the title wouldn't be surprising at all. Give me Shavkat Rakhmonov, dude.
It's not a bad pick. By pick, I mean pick to win. It is a bad picture because you could have went with a 3-way handshake that happened right after that.
Oh, snap. Oh, dude, if I would have been able to Photoshop my face there, shaking his hand, that's what I should have done, dude. My pick of the year for welterweight.
Oh, what a funny scene that was. Yeah, it should
all right.
leave it to fucking Will to manifest a boring Bilal decision. He's good, dude. What can I say? The Ghost says, I'm assuming he says I don't like Bilal, but Will is right. They do game plan well. He did everything he was supposed to against Leon. Look, that's one thing that I've really come to notice with Bilal is he fights a good striker, he outgrapples him. He fights a good grappler, he outstrikes him. He's very good at picking the path of least resistance. Shavkat doesn't have a ton of avenues in that regard. He's very well rounded. But Bilal, he might be the truth, man.
Dude, all right. We'll move on, man. We'll go on to the middleweight division.
Yeah.
I feel down now just talking about Bilal. I don't know why. My energy was just drained.
How dare you?
All right. Middleweight division. Who you got, Will?
Middleweight. I went Khamzat Chimaev. I think it's finally time.
Picture, dude.
It's finally time.
That is terrifying.
I think you beat Robert Whittaker. You should get a title shot. They skipped him in line because Sean Strickland, for some reason, has pull. I think his win is definitely better. Oh, but we promised him. They've never gone back on a promise before. But yeah, Khamzat, I think he'll fight the winner of that. I think it's finally time. He's only going to fight once in the year. It'll be for the belt. I think he beats either of those guys. And he goes back to his palace with the belt.
This is a scary, terrifying picture. What's the
You've never seen this picture? It's like a huge meme.
Dude, no, look at that. Put horns on him and he's like Krampus. Like that's what I picture Krampus.
I just watched that right before Christmas.
Was it
Krampus.
Good?
You never seen Krampus?
No, I've never seen it. Is it really good?
It's amazing. It's so fun. It's stupid, but it's super fun. It's the same guy that made Trick or Treat.
But I'm here for it. You know what else is stupid? Us predicting who the hell's gonna win and end the year with belts. But I'm here for it. I'll check it out. Krampus, it is, dude. I'm putting that on my to-watch list.
Yeah, post Christmas, great time.
Yeah. So middleweight division, also picking Khamzat Chimaev. Look, like you said, it's time. We've gone long enough without a title shot. He recently goes up against who I thought was going to be his biggest challenge of his career so far in Bobby Knuckles. Beats him with a face crank. Doesn't just beat him. Breaks Robert Whittaker's jaw. Handled him easily. Undefeated at 14-0, only 30 years old. The UFC has an opportunity to continue building this man up as a boogeyman and have him go down as one of the best to ever do it if they play their cards right. The biggest question for me with Khamzat is his inactivity.
His health, his politics, his ability to fight globally. There's a lot.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
Will this change this year? I don't know. But make him my pick for middleweight to end the year with the title. This is the year that it is happening. So there we go. Yeah. Middleweight picks in now.
James says we call DDP three Dreykus. Like third Dreykus, right? For his comments about colonialism.
Nice.
Asian Becomer says Dingus duplexes will rise again. Oh man.
Oh, Rio. Shout out Rio.
Yeah, Rio. That's what I was alluding to about the Palace. Yes, we don't know. That's the biggest. That's a big question mark with Hamzat. So
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
All right. We'll move on to the light heavyweight division. Will, who you got?
Men's 205. I picked him last year. Didn't happen. Picking him again this year. Give me Magomed Ankalaev. There's a very decent chance that Poatan's next fight is not Ankalaev. I'm hearing some things about a couple of potential matches. I don't think I even told you about it. I'll tell you later. But it's crazy. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. It's crazy though. But I do think eventually the Ankalaev fights for the belt this year. Again, doesn't fight very often. I think he probably gets the belt and will hold it.
Okay.
Gut reaction pick.
This is another pick where we differ, Will. So it's good for the podcast, so we can definitely have a solid winner next year.
Yes.
Like this year, Will.
Yeah.
So give me Alex Pereira. Look, dude, I might be a little biased. I might be jaded here. Just Alex has turned into one of my favorite fighters of like all time, dude. I thoroughly enjoy his fights. I mean, look at it, dude.
Yeah.
Everything from his weigh-in pageantry, the stoic face-offs, the phenomenal KOs. I'm hoping that we have another year or two of Pereira headlining massive cards. He's been an active champion, fighting with injuries, which I know a lot of fighters fight with injuries, right? But illnesses, taking fights on short notice. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
Again, super active, 3 fights, all title defenses. Story of the fight, award recipient. What else is there to say, man? 2025. Here's to solid 2025, Mr. Poatan.
Yeah,
Cheers.
I mean, that's a good pick. I almost went with him, and then I was just like, you know what? Give me Ankalaev. Give me
HLB Comer said it best.
Yeah. What else is there to say?
Shama. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
and James says, a good point from James says, if Ankalaev going to do the smart thing, though, he has low IQ in spite of his skill set. Yeah, he's not a very offensive grappler, usually. I hope he has learned from all of his mistakes with things inside and outside of the cage. And he's like, okay, time to stop playing fucking games. It's been years since people have been saying I'm going to be a champion, and I still haven't even done it. He's had the draw, but he knows what got him the draw in that fight with Jan Blachowicz was grappling and things like that. So hopefully he does what's good for him and fucking fights the correct fight. But it's a good
and
good
James,
point.
I know that you said that you're only going to make one prediction, but you're bringing up a lot of really good points, man. I'd love to see your picks. Rio, same thing for you, man. Send your picks in. This makes it so much fun when we go through, and at the end of this year, we'll go through and see how y'all did. But yes, we will move on to the heavyweight division.
Yeah, last division. I got to go with them. The boy, Tommy Aspinall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Solid.
I don't know. John's got one fight left in him, if that. It's Tom. Tom's the truth. If I don't get a full point, I'm getting a half point with Tom.
Well, look. I can't believe that I'm making this pick, Will. But give your boy John Jones to end the year as a heavyweight champion. Look, we all know that the best John Jones is a wild John Jones. This is a picture of catching a John Jones in the wild.
Yeah.
Around none other than Murad Balishvili himself. But look, every fight that John Jones has had in the heavyweight division, he has made look easy. He wanted to retire after his first heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
And I would say that it's been going so well for him, and it's been so easy for him that he's like, I can continue doing this for another year. Who else is up next? Tom Aspinall? Might be a tough fight.
Yeah.
Might be a tough fight. But I think that he does fight Tom Aspinall. I think he beats Tom Aspinall, which pains me to say. Then we have a Poatan that moves up in weight class, tries to fight John Jones, loses, meaning John Jones ends the year with the heavyweight belt. Even though Poatan loses, He loses in the heavyweight division, not the light heavyweight division, which he comes in still as the heavyweight or light heavyweight champion at the end of the year. So it's 2 stones with 1 bird, as they say. Give me John Jones heavyweight end of the year.
On the flip side of that, I see what you're saying, but the way everything you said to me right now, what it means to me is this guy hasn't had a hard fight since 2020. It's been 5 years since he's had a hard fight, and Tommy's definitely going to give him a hard fight. And I don't think John is capable of a hard fight at this point.
Really?
It's been 5 years since he's had a hard fight. He arguably lost that one. Before that was another hard fight in 2019 against a guy with no knees.
I think it depends on, do we have these, the John Jones that's doing ecstasy the night before with Steve Aoki?
Yeah.
And then going in the fight the next day, like he did against Gustafsson.
Yeah. Does that John beat Tom Aspinall? Or does
I don't know, man. I didn't think he beat the Gustafsson.
Yeah.
Every time that I have doubted John Jones, he's undefeated. If you think about it, his 1 loss is due to DQ. Who has beat this man? I don't know, man. Dom Reyes.
Dominic Reyes beat him.
You can make an argument. Absolutely. I've watched that fight multiple times. I still give it Dom Reyes 3-2. But at the end of the day, the judges scored it for John Jones.
True. It's a win.
So, yeah. I don't know, man. This is what makes this so much fun. Yeah. We just don't know what the heck is going to happen. And then as the year progresses and moves on, you kind of forget about the picks that you made. And then you get back to the end of the year and you're like, let me rewatch this to see who I picked. And then you're like, oh.
Yeah. You're like, oh, man. Am I in
But it makes it super fun. It makes it super fun. So, all right. HOB Comer saying interesting comments by Jones about the Reyes fight. What were those comments?
Yeah, what were those comments? I must have missed that.
Please fill us in, HOB Comer. But look, what a fun way to kick off the new year. We started the new year off with the SOF Awards. Congratulations to all those winners. And then congratulations to everybody that we picked to be champions by the end of the year. Because that's showing that, we have a lot of confidence in you.
We believe.
Hopefully you take that into the octagon with you. And it gives you extra motivation. But Will, a lot of fun, right?
Yeah, so much fun. Again, if you guys can, when you lock in your picks for this year, end of the year champs, throw them in the comment section of this video. It'd be very helpful for us if you do that. Mm-hmm. You have until January 17th, we'll say, because January 18th is the first title fight for UFC. And we have a 4-way tie, right? So Keith, who was it? Keith, Regen, HOB Comer, and Ganskow. I will be reaching out for your picks for this weekend's card.
Best of luck to you.
Best of luck. I'll be reaching out for your picks and method of victory for those as well. Like we said, the method will be the backup in case there's a tie on the picks. James says, can I submit picks after all the title fights? You can. It will not win you anything, but you can. You definitely can.
Absolutely. And just a reminder for Regen, HOB Comer, Ganskow, and Keith, be careful on who you pick. Make sure you do your homework, because you could be the winner of this 2024 SOF mini belt. So best of luck to everybody. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I usually go off and rattle off everybody's names who joined us, but there's just so many of you this week, which made this episode very, very fun. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us. Remind everybody, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It goes a long way. We're trying to reach 20,000 subscribers. We're steady climbing. If you know anybody that loves talking MMA, ask them to join, and we would love chatting with them as much as we can over the weekends, right? And then Will, they don't like watching, but they like listening.
Yeah, if you just want to listen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube podcasts, anywhere podcasts are found, it's just Story of the Fight. And then, like Ramiro said, hit us up on Instagram, Twitter. We're on TikTok also, Blue Sky, Barrow. Story of the Fight on everything. StoryoftheFight.com will list all of our socials. Just click through, hit follow, hit subscribe, hit us up. It's fun chatting with people who like chatting about fights.
Absolutely.
We built a cool community too. Everybody's so cool. So stay in touch. It's fun.
100%. And look, everybody might be wondering, how did this episode today go so smoothly with all the different pictures, the picks, the ticker on the bottom showing updates on who's winning? And it's because of none other than our producer, Richard Bustos, in the background on the ones and twos. You know what I mean? So look at that. Hey, thank you, everybody, for everybody that submitted picks last year. Looking forward to the picks this year. Thank you for making today's episode so fun. And thank you for joining another week. Story of the Fight.